So, the makeup video is starting now.
That is the mom glow for quarantine.
Actions of my mom.
Here I'm also using the Makeup Forever Step 1 base eye and lip primer because I always like to start with my eye makeup first. I still put my primer on a little earlier because I like to let my primer dry some. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one, Afrique by Juvias. I'm gonna go in is use the Dakar from Juvias. Do you guys have like one eye that's your good eye or your bad eye? I know I do. I have one eye that I struggle with. I struggle more with my right eye, which is interesting because I'm left-handed, so I figured it would probably naturally be harder to do the left, but for me, I think that it's a little bit harder to do the right, and not even necessarily because of kind of the handedness being left-handed. I think it's more so because of my eye shape on the right side. My eye shape is a little bit different the way my eye socket lays. I don't know about you guys. What's harder for you, doing the side with your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand? So I usually just go in and I do a few different layers and I try to focus on blending it out just to keep the look kind of soft in general and just to make sure that everything's pretty well blended. So I absolutely love this color. I love warm eyeshadow colors, so I can definitely say that Juvia's does offer that, and you can definitely tell that the products are made for pigmented skin. The next shade I'm gonna go in with is going to be a little bit darker. I'm going to use the Bento. I'm not sure the pronunciation, but I'm gonna go in with that. Initially, I started learning in 2017, and I started learning from my sister-in-law, who is actually a cosmetologist. So she at the time was still in cosmetology school, and I had a friend who was getting married, and I asked her if she could please, you know, teach me how to do makeup. So I had no idea what to do, and they were hiring a makeup artist for the wedding, but I didn't want to pay like however much it was to get my makeup done. I'm like, okay, I think I can just do it myself. I'm like, you know, one thing I thought, like, okay, I might pay my sister-in-law to do it, or if not, just like figure out how to do it myself. So the next color I'm gonna go in with is going to be the Kisi, just kind of a brown color, and I just want to pop that on my lid, just, you know, to bring something a little bit neutral in there. So I'm going back in with that orange shade Dakar, and I'm going to put a little bit under my eye because I hate how my makeup looks if I don't put eyeshadow under my eye as well. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush that's still a little bit denser, and I'm gonna take a little bit of this yellow color, Aya, and apply that kind of more in the center of my lid. And I do like the eyeshadow base that I use. I like the Makeup Forever For a while I didn't use eyeshadow bases, and I did realize that it makes a difference when you put something on underneath. One thing about kind of some of these matte colors is that you might have to go in a couple of times to get the pigmentation that you're looking for. I had a bottle of Smashbox makeup of the Smashbox, I think it's called Photo Finish. Maybe, I don't know, that might have been the name of the primer. But Studio maybe foundation, and I had that for a while. I had got it in like 2014 for my wedding, and I still had it, and I had only used it like a few times up until that point because I wasn't a makeup wearer at all. I didn't really have a need for it. So yeah, you see that yellow is like actually starting to show up now. So yep, I bought that. At the time I had the, I think like everyone had it, the Anastasia palette with the powder contour palette. So I had that one. So I bought that. I had my foundation. I think I finally had got some primer. It was probably like that NYX version that's supposed to be like the same as the Smashbox Photo Finish primer, the one that like everybody had for a while there. Got the Anastasia. I think I had like some BH Cosmetics highlighter palette. And I don't even think I had any blush at all at that time. So I went in, I didn't have any powder, no type of setting powders, things like that. Definitely no eyeshadow primer, definitely no lip primer. And then I went in and I got a couple of the Tarte liquid lipsticks. And I bought lashes, which was a nightmare to try to learn how to do initially. And so I kind of, you know, got a little lesson from my sister-in-law so that I could be ready for this wedding. So now I'm trying to decide which color do I want for my shimmer. And I think I'm going to go with the Kofi. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And I'm not just butchering the name. So I'm going to use another one of my smaller brushes. This is one that I just got from Target. So I'm just kind of going in back over the colors again and just like adding a little bit more detail for like that kind of corner and stuff, especially going down into that lower lid. So I can just add a little bit more pigment there. One thing that I like to do that I've been doing lately is kind of adding a little white liner along my waterline. So this one is the Fenty Beauty liner, and it's in chrome. Well, it doesn't have the name on it, but it's the one that's white. I think it's called chrome something. So yeah, just go in and hit that lower line. I like it because it makes my eyes look bigger, and that's always fun. Eyeliner was definitely one of the things that I found most challenging when I started doing makeup. I thought eyeliner was the devil just because it's so detailed, so intricate. And then this is the PatMcGRATH pencil liner, which I actually need to sharpen a little bit, and this is in the shade Black Coffee. I love a nice dark brown eyeliner. You know, I used to always just stick with the black, but dark brown has grown on me throughout the years. It's crazy how much things have changed. Like I always think back to just being younger and, you know, lip gloss and a little Maybelline Great Lash Mascara. And that was it. So that's the bottom. The top I usually do after the bottom. I'm not gonna lie, I tend to like do a lot with eyeliner. I tend to like do the eyeliner and then also do another eyeliner. So like you already saw, I did the white eyeliner in my waterline and then went down below it with the brown liner. Like I'm like, I don't just put on one and stop. So sometimes for the top I'll put on a little pencil eyeliner and then go on top of it with a liquid. And part of that too is my eyes get really watery in general, and two, I also deal with having kind of oily eyelids, so that's also one reason why I don't use concealer as my base, because a lot of concealers I think are a little bit oily. So I like to just use like kind of that dry eyeshadow primer instead of using the concealer, because it helps everything to stay on longer. And sometimes I'll have to go on with like a pencil first before I put on a liquid liner, just to keep everything in place. So I don't know, I do love liquid liner, so I'm actually gonna put some on, especially because I was talking about it. So I don't think today is going to be a wing day. I feel like I'm just keeping it like real chill. So this is the PatMcGRATH liquid liner. I think it only comes in one color. If it does come in multiple colors, this is like black. I think it may be called like extreme black. So I'm like, I'll do brown for the pencil, but for liquid, like it's gotta be like jet black. So I feel like that like jet black just kind of adds to the drama. Like I do a full face sometimes, but eyeshadow is kind of what I found recently to kind of be my favorite in terms of outlet for creativity, you know. So that's what I'm doing with my eyes. Pretty chill. My brows I don't really do a whole lot with, and I'm actually gonna pause and just do them. So I will be RB. Okay, so I'm done with my brows. I usually just go in and use this Anastasia pencil to kind of fill in my natural situation. I don't really get too dramatic with it. Honestly, I've been feeling, I mean, probably because we've all been stuck in the house a lot too, but I kind of just been feeling the really natural look. I've been doing a good job taking care of my skin lately too, so I feel like I've been enjoying just letting my skin kind of shine on its own and not doing a whole ton. So what I'm going to use now, I'm gonna get my hair out the way, is Miss PatMcGRATH Labs foundation. And usually when I use this, I do go in with like concealer and color correct and stuff underneath, but I'm really not feeling it today, just because I have like a little hyperpigmentation here on my cheeks, and sometimes I do around my mouth or like under my eyes, but I don't really feel like doing that today. So, you know, I'm just keeping it chill because the shade I have is shade 17. Like I said, I already put primer on before I kind of started with this. I put on the Tatcha silk canvas, so this is my first time trying that. And so I put about, I'd say like a pump and a half, because I didn't pump it down hard 2 times. Pumped it down hard once and then just a little tappy on there. So about a pump and a half of foundation, and it doesn't give you full coverage, which I like, especially in the summertime, because girl, it be hot. And I do not like feeling stuff on my face making me sweat. Yeah, and I just love this. It's so lightweight, so comfortable on the skin. It just really blends in. So this is shade 17. I think it's a really good match for me. I don't think I'll really do any contouring. I'm probably just going to skip that altogether and just use bronzer. But usually if I do contour, I use my Juvias, which I am going to put a little bit on my forehead just because my forehead is a little darker. Because, you know, us as Black women, we definitely, our skin tones definitely vary in terms of like how pigmented it is in certain areas. So, you know, most of us get hyperpigmentation and stuff like that in our select areas. I remember even being younger, like just going to makeup counters and trying to buy foundations and just telling them, they're like, oh man, my, you know, I just want something that matches my whole face because my forehead doesn't match the rest of it. And, you know, at that time, they would say stuff like, oh, you should just buy 2 foundations or just use this one, which is, you know, all good tips. It's just up to you and what you want to spend. I was never one to go and buy 2 whole foundations. Like, no, but thank God for concealer and things like that, and also like different stick foundations. So what I do is use the Juvias stick foundation in Jacmel, Jacmel. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I'm just butchering so many. Oh, I have these 3 brushes, and for the life of me, I can never remember which one I use for what. Like, I think now I'm using both of these for powders because they're like technically powder brushes. So I think one of them I think I use this one for like bronzer powder and this one for like setting powder. But at one point I was using this for like bronzer, so I don't know. I should just put like tape on it or something to label it. But this is a cute little PatMcGRATH brush. Like, this is a really cute, like kind of doe foot style brush that is for concealer, which I love. It is very good for concealer. So any hoodles, I'm over here trying to figure out which one of these brushes I use for what. So yeah, let's just put something on and see what happens. Get into it. Which is also nice to kind of bring a little depth back into the skin as well. So I might just put a little bit right here too, because, you know, I covered up my little hyperpigmentation spots, but just want to put a little depth back in the face. Yeah, and then do a little on the side of my nose. I'm not a nose contour person. I don't contour my nose to like the point where the shape is like actually different or anything like that, because I feel like my nose is pretty distinct and I like to keep it like that. Bronzer, honestly, because I did that, I'm about to skip the bronzer today because I feel like I'm liking the way things are going here. So I'm gonna throw on a little blush though, because yay, blush. The blush that I like to use and that I have been using for a hot minute is NARS blush, because they make fantastic blushes. This one is called Torrid. I'm a blush person, so I like get in there with the blush. And honestly, I usually dab a tiny bit on my forehead because I like it. I love blush. So some days I will like go way up into here, like that classic kind of Rihanna look where you bring it way up to kind of to your temple there. But today I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a little bit of highlight because highlight is a beautiful thing. So I go in with the NARS highlighter as well. I love NARS, so it's definitely been well worn. So this one is called Fort de France. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it, but you know. Sorry, Francois NARS. NARS was definitely the first brand I got into after I stopped with the Anastasia stuff, or like the BH Cosmetics palette that I had. I do the tip of my nose too, and I do very lightly on the tip of my nose because I feel like my nose already stands out on its own. So I do like to get right in here between my eyebrows. Don't like to do my forehead because I feel like whatever you highlight, you're just going to draw attention to. And I really don't think that my forehead or the tip of my nose really need a ton more attention because I feel like they kind of speak for themselves. I will go right in here. Kind of a little bit in there too. Because I like to really bring out like the center of my face that's not my nose. Because my nose sticks out already. I'm like, let me bring the rest of it forward a little bit. So now I'm going to go in with the PatMcGRATH lip liner in Supernatural. Sometimes I kind of go through and color on my lip with the lip liner because I love a lip liner that lasts. I've had some brands of lip liner that have not lasted. This is my little bit.
We're making videos together.
Yeah, we're making videos together. So he got, I guess, tired of tablet time. Did you get tired of being on your tablet?
No, I just got bored.
Oh, you got bored?
So I want to make a video.
So you want to make a video? Well, Mommy's making a video. So yep, this was one of those PatMcGRATH mini lipsticks that I was speaking of earlier. I don't know if I can read the color.
Anything you want, as long as it
looks like it says L995. I also wear glasses, so I can't really see anything right now, which is kind of like, I feel like extra kudos to me for putting on makeup, and you know, you can't really wear glasses while you're doing makeup, so
yeah. Shout
shout out to all my people with glasses who be struggling to put their makeup on. So the last thing I'm gonna do is put on this Tarte lip gloss on top, and this is in the shade
she's gonna do it
Hang 10. Just a little glow. Today I'm not going to put on lashes, so I am going to put on some mascara though. And this mascara here is, once again, Miss PatMcGRATH Labs Fetishized Mascara. She did just launch another mascara called Dark Star. I think the brush is actually a different shape. Now that I'm looking at like the marketing I've seen for it compared to this one, I think it's actually a different shaped brush. So I'm going to throw a little bit of this on. See, and like I didn't do any concealer today. I didn't go under my eyes with concealer because I feel like on days when my skin looks good that I think like I look worse with makeup on if I put like all that concealer and stuff, because if my skin is naturally glowing and stuff that day, I definitely want that natural glow to be seen versus like, you know, kind of a makeup glow. And that's it, darling. Yep. So thank you guys all for watching, and I would love to hear your feedback and welcome, and let me know what type of stuff you want me to talk about, because I have a few things that I want to discuss and get into, but this is just kind of an intro. So thank you so much if you did watch this, and definitely be safe, be healthy, take time for yourself. Yep, stay away from the virus, take time for yourself, love yourself, and be blessed.